Hello, this is my rhetorical analysis for how to cook Krabby Patty, full video, uncut. It's a pretty long video, so expect this to be a long. I guess you can see the time, but I can't because I do not have time to do that. I don't know what that means, but it's time to begin. About, just a few seconds left in the ad, and we'll begin to analyze this rhetorically. So I'm going to turn on the audio. Okay, never mind. Let's begin. We gotta start over. So a little bit of background. If you haven't seen the show SpongeBob SquarePants, it's definitely good that you at least watch a few episodes. Just kind of comprehend what the subject matter is here and kind of the historical context surrounding this video. So let's begin. So first of all, as we're taken into the starting frame of this masterpiece, we can see two SpongeBob plushies here on this young boy's kitchen counter, as well as a tablet. Presumably, I believe that's a Kindle Fire, maybe. And it says the secret Krabby, and after that you can't read it, but I believe it says patty formula and ingredients and a list. So we'll begin. You can see his attire here. He's dressed in this white nice shirt and the exceptional tie. So this is top secret, and yet he's showing it to us. What this means, this is trying to show that our main character here, I'll call him the boy, he's building his credibility. He's showing us that this is top secret information that he's been giving access to, and he's giving it to us. He's letting us see this, and it's helping build his credibility. So you'll actually notice he's wearing, actually it's a clip-on tie, so that's double class. That's like 6 extra points. It's like way more classy, and it's also really long for him. And what we thought was a nice shirt is in fact a t-shirt. This is the first real showing of him kind of subverting our previously held views and replacing them with new. This is basically the overall theme of this video. Also, you'll notice that under here it looks like there might be suspenders. You can see there's obviously the shirt, but then right around here where I'm moving the mouse, you can see it kind of goes up around his neck. You can see here those look like the kind of upheldy things on suspenders. So, not really sure what the significance is of that. I haven't seen this entire video. However, we will continue. Also, it's important to note that, I'm sorry, this is an iPad, not a Kindle. That's important because apples represent the fruit of life itself. You can also see one of these outlets that won't shock you, and I don't really know what this is, but it's on his wall. So, we'll continue. So, let's go back here just a couple seconds. And you can actually see the smart water up in the corner. This is him once again building credibility. He's going to do this for about the first third of the video. And he's just doing this so that we're trusting him more. And again, he's showing the top secret. And he sells the tags on the SpongeBob. This is to show that he doesn't throw away. He keeps, he forgives, he loves.
Cheese, sea ketchup, sea mustard. Well, you don't have to have mustard, but sea lettuce, tomato.
This close-up again serves to get us closer to the boy and make us feel like we have a personal connection to him once again.
Sea pickles.
So, you might have noticed he pronounced it pickles, not pickles. Now, at first you might think, okay, he just mispronounced. He's doing this impersonation of SpongeBob. He just mispronounced it. No, pick L's, not pickles. Pick L's. You see, this man is smart. Remember, he was drinking the smart water, so he knows that pickles and pick L's are different. And he is aware, and he is omniscient of this. And so he says pick L's, and that's very significant. So the reason he says pick L's instead of pickles is actually because L it comes before M, and M, notice down here in the corner, the add M, it says M, masterclass. Yeah, exactly. So, pretty freaky, and he's very, very aware of this.
See onion, 2 teaspoons chopped celery, 2 teaspoons chopped onion, 4 through 6 tablespoons vegetable oil, 1 teaspoon thyme, 2 eggs, 1 LB frozen.
So notice this is the first time he's really looking straight at the camera, deep into your soul. And this is, again, a personal connection. He's doing this again, and if you don't feel like you know this man, you know how he was born, you know how he's gonna die, you know when, how, and who he meets, when he meets the love of his life, then you're not paying close enough attention. And you need to just restart the video.
We can just do it right now.
Again, the smart water is completely in view, just in case you didn't notice it from before because they were kind of in the corner. They're now fully in view, so you know that this is a smart boy.
Here, let me call my boss.
Okay, this next part is possibly the most important piece of evidence supporting this boy's theory in the entire video. So you need to pay extremely close attention to what's about to happen here. I'm not even going to talk through this. I might restart it and go back and watch it again, but the first time we're just gonna have to watch this, okay? Here we go.
Alrighty, Mr. Krabs. Yeah, Squidward heard he's been really arguing about me. But, there's some people here, and they really want Krabby Patty, so I'm gonna have to go. And we'll make sure that Plankton... Oh, wow. Stupid Mr. Krabs. Yeah. He hung up on me. Whatever, let's get to work. Alright, so first step is...
Or something kind of went wrong on my end there. But let's go back and we'll watch it again, this time doing a bit of rhetorical analysis on the way through. So it seems almost in this part that he's thinking, he's trying to figure out what to do. That's actually not fake. He has thought of this entire skit on the spot, and you can almost see the brain connection in this boy's head. He's got the left and the right side of his brain completely connected. We'll go on to the next scene. So what you'll notice here, which is strange, is that in the original SpongeBob TV show, SpongeBob and Mr. Krabs work in the same exact office. Right there, I mean, if you know the layout of the Krusty Krab, there's kind of in the front, there is the seating area, and in the center of that room is the boat where they take orders. Off to the right and behind of the boat, if you're facing the boat from the door, is the bathrooms. Behind the boat is the kitchen, and to the left of the boat is Mr. Krabs' office. So SpongeBob calling Mr. Krabs is very strange, and this indicates that Mr. Krab is sick at home, or he's off on a business meeting. There's debate among historians which one of this which one of these is actually the truth here. So I'm gonna leave it up to you which one you think, but we're gonna have to continue with the video.
Squidward heard he's been really arguing about me. But there's some people here and they really want Krabby Patty, so I'm gonna have to go.
Okay, this is incredibly important. You'll notice that he said there's some people here and they want Krabby Patties. Okay? Let me go back and play that again because that's how important it is.
About me. But there's some people here and they really want Krabby Patty, so I'm
So he's saying that there are people here currently and that they want Krabby Patties. Remember this. Remember this.
And we'll make sure that Plankton... Oh wow. Give Mr. Krabs.
So, why Mr. Krabs hung up is one of the piece of evidence that leads me to believe that he is at a business meeting, but it's really up for debate, you know. Some people think, including myself, that he was actually interrupted by one of his associates at the Association for Fine Dining in Bikini Bottom. So let's continue on.
He hung up on me. Whatever, let's get to work. Alright, so first step is... Yeah, you want to turn this on. Back up.
Now, this is showing the kid, he understands his safety. He understands that even though he's just a crazy rebel and he does what he wants, he still has a basic understanding for safety and that OSHA should not get mad at him. Or should I say Ocean? Ha! Got him.
Turn on.
So that was a pretty neat trick, honestly. There's no rhetorical analysis, that's just cool. So, what you'll notice just happened is he was picking it up with the spatula, but then he ended up picking it up with his hand. The reason he does this is to signify that he's very good at improvising. You know, the spatula wasn't working, bam, he immediately knew that he had to pick it up with his hand. You know, it's very smart, very intuitive. Also, you'll notice this cam in the corner, and we get our first kind of fourth wall. You can actually see whoever's filming, you can see their sock. Now, the identity of the filmer is definitely one of the most... It's one of the most contentious debates in the history of SpongeBob. And it's something I still wonder about on my day-to-day. And we'll continue, and there's a little bit more evidence pointing to who and what maybe is filming this video. There's really not much to analyze in this part. It's mostly set up for the next segment, so I'm not going to have much commentary over this section here.
Watch it. Okay, watch it. Like this. I wonder when my customers will get here.
So this is very, very strange. You might remember earlier, I told you to remember that he said, Mr. Krabs, there are customers here, and they want their Krabby Patties. Well, let's listen to that last segment again.
Like this. I wonder when my customers will get here.
He said, I wonder when my customers are going to get here. Let me repeat that. I wonder when my customers are going to get here. So earlier he said, there are customers here. Now he's saying, when are the customers going to get here? This is the first glimpse into the mind of this boy who's portraying SpongeBob. He is a complete psychopath. He is unaware of reality or his delusions. Okay? And he fantasizes about there being customers. But there is evidence in this video, which we will get to later, that this boy is Plankton, not SpongeBob. Remember, we never even heard Mr. Krabs, so some think that it's Karen. Some think that Karen is actually filming this video, and this boy is a representation of Plankton. And you'll notice that in a second, well, hold on, you'll see. It's also important to note that, remember when I said about the boy being smart? Remember, Plankton, he invents all these crazy contraptions. Though they never seem to work, you can't deny that he is not smart. Let's continue on. It's also important to note here that there's more evidence supporting that this boy does not have much he doesn't have that much training in foods, as he's holding this metal pot, which is very hot. You can even see the fire here, with his bare hands. He's touching the metal, so that's dangerous and just poor business practice. And it's evidence that this boy, or Plankton maybe, his first rodeo with this sort of cooking. We'll continue on with the video. So, here's the facts, okay? Let's say SpongeBob cooked, 300 Krabby Patties a day, okay? Well, then in 1 year, in 3 days he would cook 100. So, in 1 year, he would cook 10,000. And in 10 years, he'd cook 100,000. Or I don't know, close enough. So, it would take him 100 years to cook that many patties. Now, I'm gonna, well, I don't know where my phone is, but, I was gonna look up how long it takes to do a Krabby Patty, but I don't know. I mean, whatever. Let's keep going. Okay, this is strange. Let's go back. That's right, did you hear that? My best friend Patrick, he died. Now, in the most recent episode of SpongeBob SquarePants, Patrick is still alive, so it's possible that this is in an alternate universe. Okay? Remember when I said that this was Plankton? Well, maybe not. It's possible that this is an alternate universe where this boy is SpongeBob, but instead of working for Mr. Krabs, SpongeBob works for Plankton. I'm gonna let that sink in for a moment. Let's continue on with the video. So it's hard to hear what he's saying, so I'm going to go back and turn it up. let's go back again because it's hard to hear.
This is my, like, a millionth time, but my best friend Patrick, he died.
So you'll notice that even though I went back and you listened closely, it's practically impossible to tell what he has said here. And that's on purpose. You see, the boy here who's portraying SpongeBob or Plankton or who knows, they're trying to mess with the viewer's mind. They are so self-aware of this predicament, of their identity, and the question of their identity, that they're playing with us, they're toying with us, and this is just genius move on his part. So, here he said fresh fruit. Okay, there's actually debate in the plant community over whether a tomato is a fruit or a vegetable. No one really knows. Now, SpongeBob and even Plankton would have corrected themselves. So this is pointing even more evidence to the alternate universe theory. And it begs the question, what happened in the past that made it a definite fruit? And the theory is that there was some kind of nuclear holocaust that wiped out all vegetables. So there was no option of a vegetable, and there was only the option of fruit. We'll continue on. Hold on. I gotta check something. Alright, just had to make sure it was still recording, because that would be really annoying.
Set that down.
So again we have the top cam, and he's flipping it over
Whoa.
the patty again.
You get back over here. Alright, now, what you want to do is grab a plate like this and, sit it down, like, maybe right here, and then turn this. No, I'm just kidding.
So, here's our first instance of him actually making a joke. He's laughing, he's laughed before, but he's never actually made a joke. Until now. SpongeBob, however, he makes jokes all the time, so this adds even more evidence against him being SpongeBob. We'll continue on with the video.
Come on, I want to tell you that.
So notice how close the camera is here. If you look at actually the reflection of light, we can use trigonometry, and we can actually determine that the camera really is this close, and there's no zoom here. So, if they're this close to the patty, the camera should be on fire. This leads some to speculate that this whole video is made in an advanced computer, and the boy isn't even real. Personally, I think they probably just had it in, maybe they just had a GoPro, and they can do all kinds of crazy stuff. That's probably the more likely theory, but we'll keep going.
Same time, which is kind of awkward, but he likes Krabby Patty. He ate Plankton, and he's coming in so my friend is coming in a little bit.
So we're basically on the SpongeBob SquarePants show. We are basically given two basically main friends that SpongeBob spends most of his time with. That's Patrick, his basically best friend. You know, they live right next to each other. However, it was revealed in this video that in this alternate universe, Patrick is dead. And also Sandy. So the question becomes, who is this other person? Because remember, he said it was a male, so it can't be Sandy that's coming over. And we don't know. No one knows. I know it's strange, I know it's not the answer people want. People don't like questions, people like answers. But, you just have to live with it, I'm sorry. Continue. So here we see that this boy forgets the bun. Again, SpongeBob would not make those mistakes. And it's definitely plankton. I mean, you can see this. You can see this. This is not the Krabby Patty meat. This is chum. Okay? There's no debate about it. I mean, look at this. Any SpongeBob lore master will tell you this is not the Krabby Patty meat, okay? They'll look at this and they'll say, that's chum. Period. Exclamation mark.
So what you do? Okay. So you sit that down there, sit that down there, and grab the plate. Put the cheese down.
So, here we're going to notice something very dangerous about our camera person, presumably, possibly Karen, we don't know. I'll say her, because I think it's Karen, but she's actually, you notice how far forward the camera is, she's leaning over this very hot plate, and that's dangerous, okay? Now that would be dangerous to any human, but a computer does not have that problem. So Karen obviously would be completely safe during this. So that's even more evidence pointing the Karen direction. So I'm going to go through a recap right now, just of everything we know. 1. This boy is not SpongeBob. Or maybe he is, but he's working for Plankton. 2. Karen is our camera woman. 3. He's using chum. 4. Patrick is dead. 5. There's a male friend of this person coming over to enjoy these quote-unquote Krabby Patties. So we'll continue with the video and see what's going on. So you'll notice that even though this boy had all of these materials already put out, he was looking for the knife. Why would he know this? Because the boy is just, he's painfully unaware of how he's set up his thing, because even though he had some smart water, he makes mistakes. Let's continue.
I know this is taking a while, guys. Cut it like that. Come over here. Set one down. And, grab a pickle.
Notice this time he said pickle, not pick-L. That's just something significant, you know? Some historians don't believe that it has any significance, However, I do believe that there's something more here. So remember, pick L before had to do with, what was it, LM? The masterclass ad. So the pickle has to do with pickle P, of course. So is SpongeBob set in the Rick and Morty universe? Maybe. Continue on. So notice at this point, roughly around the halfway point of the video, the ad has changed for a free dinner event with Kevin O'Leary of Shark Tank. Very strange, huh? Very strange. So, why? Well, you'll remember that SpongeBob takes place underwater, and sharks live underwater. Now, here's what I have to ask you. Have you seen the movie Shark Tales with Will Smith? If you haven't, you should go watch it, because you need to understand that movie for what I'm about to say. Because Will Smith's character in Shark Tales works at a car wash underwater. Now, Will Smith, I mean, you know, it's like, what does that have to do with that? Well, Will, actually his name is really what's important here. Will Smith. Will Smith, question mark? Who is Smith, and what will he do? We'll find out later in this video. Let's continue on. So now he's flipping around this chum, and he looks at the camera, and he says, "You look good, don't they?" Now remember when I was telling you about the credibility he was building up? That was to distract us from the fact that this man has 2 ovens. The question is, why would you have 2 ovens? I don't know. I really don't know. Also, it was to kind of push us away from the idea that he is not SpongeBob, and he's not who he says he is. Fact. See, another piece of evidence pointing to this kid having no experience. He just put his hand right next to this knife. You know, that could seriously damage him. That could give him like a brain tumor for life, you know. And this is just a young boy. He's got a long road ahead of him. And it's obvious he's untrained in the kitchen. We'll continue on.
Right. No, I just wanted to say this. You want to be very careful. And grab that other one that fell over here.
So, the question is, why did he spread it across these 2 buns? This is, hold on. Kind of a metaphor for the 2 worlds, the alternate reality where SpongeBob works for Plankton. Okay? This one, with the pickle, and with the tomato and the cheese, this is the full real world that we're exposed to on the SpongeBob SquarePants TV show. And this is the world which has been given to us by this boy. Okay? And we want to know more about this world. But so far we only have one episode. So we don't. We only have the meat, okay? We don't have the flavor. So he's saying don't forget the salad, but you don't put salad on a cheeseburger. You put lettuce, but salad? No. So again, inexperienced. That was me. So now, right now, he's adding in this onto both of our hamburgers. This is showing that, notice he puts 2 here and 1 here. That's showing that the SpongeBob SquarePants television show universe is expanding twice as fast as this universe that we're watching here. This has to do with string theory, basically, and redshifting, but in essence, further, faster, farther, frogger, foggier. So this is a very important metaphor. This is showing that the 2 worlds are colliding, and that the smart water that was on this boy's counter, in fact, houses the entire SpongeBob SquarePants universe. Bikini Bottom is on the bottom of that smart water. Okay? The bottom of that smart water. That's strange. Right? This boy, this thing, okay? He's taken an entire world captive in his own home. And that's just monstrous. And the genius thing that this episode this episode tells us is that it builds up this character for this boy and then rips it all down, and just having your heart torn to shreds by that, it can be a really emotional experience. And hold on, I'm sorry. It's really a strong emotions for some people.
Just let it be like that for a while. And don't forget to chop up the onions like I did.
So again, how dangerous is this? Look at his thumb. You can see here on the top-down view better than you can on this. But you'll notice that this line here, press Control and it'll show you where my mouse is. Isn't that neat? Whoa. Crazy. Anyway, this line, this kind of shows the knife, and then you'll see his thumb is actually going under the knife. So that's so dangerous. I mean, it's just, why would you do that? Just unacceptable. Also, I think these are salt and pepper shakers, and they almost look like the steering wheels for boats. And if you know, the tables in the Krusty Krabs are actually made out of those wheels. So it's kind of a nice little Easter egg there. We'll continue on with the video.
Sorry guys, it's a very long for me cooking, but I'm just not used to like making videos like cooking videos.
So he says he's taking a long time cooking because he's not used to making cooking videos. And yet, have you seen the episode, the very first episode of SpongeBob, where it shows you how to make a Krabby Patty? Well, SpongeBob was in that video. So again, I mean, if anyone still believes that this is SpongeBob, you're an idiot, okay? And please unsubscribe to my channel. We'll continue along.
That was me laughing. So, um,
Again, I mean, you saw that the knife was going this way. It was gonna cut into his fingers. Okay, you should be crying for this young boy's safety. Okay, this is just terrifying. Any mother, any father should fear that their child would go through such an experience.
I guess you can do that. Like that much. Well,
So, you probably haven't counted the laughs, the number of times that this boy laughs in this video, but I have. And he laughs 33 times. Okay, now what is so great about that number? It's that I'm so tired. What? It's that number is 3 plus 3 and 33 is 6. 6 upside down is 9. That's the day is the 20th. Today's date. No, this was uploaded April 4th, so that's 4. And 4 plus 4 is 8. 8 upside down is the same is a number. The number 8 upside down is a number. And then number 6 upside down is a number. So the number the numbers are the what was I saying? Oh yes, they're both numbers, as opposed to something like 7, which upside down is just L. That's not a number. So yeah, what does that mean? It'll be revealed later.
and then, you come from the inside like that. I just learned that.
So he says he just learned this trick. An experienced cook would know this. So we know now that this is definitely not Plankton, because while Plankton is not as inexperienced as SpongeBob, he's way more experienced than this boy. So we know that this boy is representing a new SpongeBob in this new world. Patrick is dead, where he doesn't work for the Krusty Krab, where he's just starting out working a job at the Chum Bucket, making chum patties. Whoa, do you guys see that? Let's go back. Look at his cheek. Do you see that? That's a UFO. Now, SpongeBob does not go out of the water very much. Okay? He just doesn't. But in the episodes that he does, he's usually right near this island. Now, if you took all the water out from that image, do you know what I mean, you guys all know the island that I'm talking about, right? It's the island right by Bikini Bottom. If you took the water and the sky out of the image, and the trees off the island, it would be shaped like a UFO. Okay? Now, what I think this means is that this alternate universe isn't an alternate universe at all. It's an alternate planet. That the aliens have cloned SpongeBob, cloned Patrick, not cloned Patrick. Yes, cloned Patrick, and cloned Mr. Krabs and Plankton, and they've cloned them all and taken them to this planet. And they did an experiment on Patrick, which is why he's dead. And I think this is perhaps my favorite theory on the show, on this episode. Okay, hold on. I'm gonna check to make sure I'm still recording. Okay, I am. Nice. Let's continue.
And so, I'm gonna be waiting for a customer. And, I hate onions.
So again, we can kind of see the suspenders here.
Customer? Whatever.
This extreme close-up is perhaps one of the most suspenseful shots in all of filmmaking history, because just getting you so close and so into the action, you feel like you're really there in the chum bucket in the moment on this alien world.
No, might as well give this a try. And I'll make another one for my customer later.
So he bites into this, but you may have noticed that the top bun actually was not bit into at all. Okay, that's what I call weird. All right, the is anyone still watching this? If anyone's still watching this, type the number 528-491 down in the comments below. 528-491. Alright. Let's continue with the video. So again, just like the extreme close-up before, you feel like you're in the action. You feel like the beginning of the Tom Hanks movie about World War II. You feel like it's like that one, you know, except with the Krusty Krab cheeseburgers. It's quite good, quite a good video. Yeah, wait, why am I in full screen? I don't know. Anyway.
You know what? This is pretty good. You guys should try some.
So he says we should try some. But how are we supposed to try some? Because he never gives us the formula for the hamburgers that we're supposed to use, which is really the secret of the Krabby Patties. And it's why the chum tastes so bad. Oh, let's keep going. I don't know how long I've been making this, but it's too long. So now he's drinking the smart water. Luckily, this is not the same smart water that the Bikini Bottom is in. That was in the other bottle. So luckily, the original SpongeBob, they're not dead yet. But maybe Nick will shut them down. Who knows? Well,
And thank you guys for watching my demo sweep. You know, my cooking show.
notice he opens the ketchup here, but he never actually used it before. Generally, when you eat a cheeseburger, if you want to put ketchup on it, you put it on before you actually start to eat it. So this is very strange, and this just shows to alienate us from this world that he's on even more. This is actually the battle cry of the alien species that has abducted them. Also, he's not even putting the ketchup like inside the hamburger. So this is like ultra strange. And because he's a clone, he was never shown the customs of Earth, and the aliens were only able to construct this based on the contents of the stomachs of the people that they kidnapped and cloned. Also, he's got tomatoes and ketchup. You know what tomatoes and ketchup are both made of? That's right, tomatoes. What does this mean? What does this signify? Remember, the two pieces of celery from before that signified the double expansion rate. This also signifies double expansion rate.
Thank you for watching.
So he says thank you for watching, but you'll notice 1306 out of 1631. So there's still 3 minutes and 25 seconds left in this video. What could he do? Well, we're gonna see. So, you'll notice that the only portion of this plate that we can't see is his left cheek. And again, we see these 3 dots, typical of a UFO pattern that you'd see in the sky.
Yeah.
So this kid's just jugging this water, okay? Now, remember when I said that this smart bottle over here was the one that contained Bikini Bottom and not this one? Well, we know that, but this boy does not. So we know, like I said earlier, that this is a true psychopath, because he is just he knows that one of them has Bikini Bottom in it, and it doesn't matter. He's just jugging it down. Okay, what a monster. He says peace, but the video keeps going, and this is where we get a real glimpse into his mind.
I'm getting kind of stuffed.
He says, I'm getting kind of stuffed, but he ate one small hamburger. He didn't even eat the whole thing, okay? If you look down there where my pointer is, you'll see that that's what's left of the hamburger. He ate almost nothing.
I'm bleeding.
He says he's bleeding? What? Okay, so what this shows is that the aliens, okay, the reason they have this boy is because they're trying to get the Krabby Patty formula, and they've stabbed him to try to get it from him. Okay, they're going to torture. They brought this kid to Space Guantanamo Bay. And they're torturing him to try to get the Krabby Patty formula. Oh man, whoops, hold on. There's something wrong with my chair. Give me just a second. Alright, I got it. We'll continue. Oh, he says he was kidding. Again, psychopath. Also, he's wearing a belt, and he's cooking, so that's weird. He's eating small bits at a time. He's not eating this like a cheeseburger. Again, pointing that this is a clone with no experience on Earth, because everyone on Earth knows how to eat a cheeseburger, unless you're like from unless you're vegan.
I'm just saying, this is not like edited, like, you know, like this Krabby Patty. It's real. See?
Like he says, it's real, but it's real, as he exclaims. It just goes to show even more that his grasp on reality is completely false. Completely false. And that's very interesting to see.
Hey, look at that. It's real. Real.
Look at that. He's jamming it into SpongeBob Plate's face. Because the aliens force feed him, because he tried to not eat because he wanted to die, because he would rather be dead than be on this alien spaceship, forced to do whatever the aliens say for the rest of his life. So they had to force feed him so he didn't starve.
Real. Alright, guys.
Hold on, I gotta do something.
to keep you smart.
Remember, like I said, he drinks smart water. That's why he's smart. These aliens actually brought smart water to Earth, and that's how they're abducting people. It's through the smart water. They get sucked into the smart water. The smart water turns to smart water vapor. The smart water vapor is less dense than regular water vapor, so it goes higher up in the atmosphere, so it's either easier for the aliens to get them.
Mommy. Oh.
So notice that he's looking at something, okay? Here are the two parties in this video that we know of. We know of the boy, and we know of the cameraman, or woman, or computer. But you can see now he's looking at a third party, okay? Somewhere off to the left here. And that's obviously the aliens, okay? They're looking at him. They know that he's about to try something crazy. Okay, look at all these knives behind him. He's planning an uprising, okay? It's obvious. This boy's crazy, alright? He's gonna take out his anger on the aliens. Now you can see almost he tried something there, but he realized that now is not a good time and we'd have to wait. And that's very smart. Now he picks up the SpongeBob plush. He laughs. And he's looking at the camera. You can see he's so sad. Okay, he thought that they would let him go after he made this one video, but now he's just gone hysterical, just laughing, laughing, laughing. Lost all sense of self, lost all sense of happiness. This man is on the brink of self-destruction, and we're watching it go down live.
Would you like a bite?
Now he asks his plushie, okay, he knows it's not real, and he says, "Would you like a bite?" Here's what he does. He smashed it into the table, again, force feeding it. This boy is a monster. There's no way to put it, okay? He's raised by aliens, abducted from his home. He's a clone. Are clones even people? We don't even know. But this boy definitely has some deep emotional trauma that traditional science can't heal, so I would definitely say try like some kind of I don't know, some like eat minerals, eat rocks. That's what I'd say.
See?
Again, the kid's losing it, just losing it.
SpongeBob and I,
Remember, this is more evidence saying that he's not SpongeBob. Remember in the video he said, "I'm SpongeBob." Yeah, at the beginning he said, "I'm SpongeBob. I'm gonna." Now he's saying SpongeBob and I. He's not even trying anymore. He's just given up. He knows the aliens are gonna kill him after this, and he's depressed. And he's like, "All right, it's over. It's over."
really like to hang out. Yeah, you know, hang out.
Now he throws off SpongeBob. Okay. Now, like we said, he's delusional, and he thinks that this SpongeBob is the real SpongeBob, and he throws him. Okay, he's crazy. He almost killed SpongeBob right there. The guy's mad. I mean, what can I say? The guy's mad.
Hang out.
Now he turns around. He's spinning. He T-poses. All right. Let's go back to that. Got him with the T-pose, alright. Arm cross. He's mad. Says.
Now, thank you for watching.
Again, the extreme close-up. I mean, you've never felt closer to someone in your life.
My awesome video called The Guys Devil Sweet Cookie Channel. See you guys later next time on any of my other videos. Don't forget to watch Tropical Sweet.
So he says, don't forget to watch Tropical Sweet.
Don't forget to watch Tropical Sweet.
So you may be thinking, what is tropical sweet? No one knows. Okay, it's theorized among the lore masters that tropical sweet may be an upcoming episode of SpongeBob SquarePants that ties in the TV universe with the YouTube This Guy universe. It's unknown. This is an ongoing issue, ongoing debate, so we'll find out later.
Yeah. And SpongeBob style.
He's losing it. Alright. Well, I'd say that's it. Thank you for watching.